The Dhammapada is an ancient collection of teachings from the Buddha that offers simple yet profound wisdom for living a peaceful, fulfilling life. In this video, we will dive into its timeless teachings, starting with the power of our thoughts. The Dhammapada reminds us that we are shaped by what we think. We are what we think. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make the world. This teaches us that by changing our thoughts, we can change our lives. If we practice mindfulness and focus on positive thoughts, we can experience greater peace and happiness. For example, there's a real story about a man named John who struggled with anger and negativity after facing a lot of personal setbacks. He would constantly focus on all the negative things that had happened to him, which only led to more frustration and unhappiness. One day, a friend shared the teachings of the Dhammapada with him. John decided to try changing his thinking. Instead of focusing on the bad, he started writing down 3 things he was grateful for every morning. Slowly but surely, John noticed a shift. His thoughts became less clouded by negativity, and his mood improved. Over time, this simple practice of positive thinking changed his perspective on life. Just like John, we too have the ability to transform our lives by changing how we think. Another important teaching in the Dhammapada is the power of compassion. Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. In a world full of conflict and tension, the Dhammapada teaches us that responding with love and understanding can dissolve anger and bring true peace. I remember a real story of a Buddhist monk who faced a great test of compassion. He was once insulted by a stranger who was clearly angry and upset. Instead of reacting with anger, the monk smiled gently and said, "I will not let your words disturb my peace." The stranger, surprised by the monk's response, asked him why he wasn't angry. The monk responded with a question. "When someone offers you a gift and you don't accept it, who owns the gift?" The stranger replied, "I do." The monk explained, "Anger is like that gift. If I don't accept it, it remains yours." This story shows how holding on to anger only hurts ourselves. The monk's ability to respond with love rather than anger is a perfect example of the teaching of the Dhammapada. It's not always easy, but practicing compassion can dissolve conflict and bring peace to our lives. The Dhammapada also warns about the dangers of holding on to anger. You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger. Anger hurts no one but ourselves. By learning to let go of anger and resentment, we can free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. Take the story of Sarah, a woman who struggled with lingering anger towards a friend who had betrayed her. Every time she thought about it, her heart filled with bitterness, and this anger started affecting her relationships with others. One day, Sarah decided she had enough. She read about the Dhammapada's teachings on anger and realized that holding on to this grudge was only harming her, not her friend. Sarah made the decision to forgive, not for her friend's sake, but for her own peace of mind. The moment she did, it was like a weight had been lifted from her shoulders. She felt lighter, happier, and no longer controlled by anger. Sarah learned that forgiveness is not about excusing bad behavior, but about freeing ourselves from the emotional chains of resentment. The Buddha also encourages us to cultivate patience. He teaches us that one who is a master of patience is truly a master of life. Patience is essential for dealing with life's challenges. It helps us stay calm and composed in difficult situations, preventing us from making rash decisions or acting impulsively. A good example of patience is found in the story of Raj, a young man who was learning to be a successful businessman. Raj was known for his impulsive decisions and impatience when things didn't go his way. He'd rush to conclusions, which sometimes led to costly mistakes. One day, his mentor shared a teaching from the Dhammapada with him. Patience gives you the strength to endure without reacting negatively. Raj took this advice to heart and began practicing patience in every aspect of his work. When problems arose, he stopped rushing to fix them. Instead, he took time to think things through and respond thoughtfully. Over time, Raj's patience not only made him a better businessman, but also helped him build stronger, more trusting relationships with his clients. He learned that patience doesn't just help with work, but with personal life as well. Another key message from the Dhammapada is the importance of living with integrity. Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. The Buddha urges us to speak and act with honesty and kindness, because words and actions aligned with truth bring peace to both ourselves and others. Raj, whom we just mentioned, also struggled with honesty when he was first starting his business. He was tempted to bend the truth to close deals quickly, but this led to distrust and setbacks in his business. One day, a client caught him in a lie. Raj felt ashamed and decided to change. He started being completely honest, even if it meant losing a deal. Surprisingly, this honesty built trust, and Raj's business began to grow. People respected him because he spoke and acted with integrity. Raj realized that living truthfully not only made him feel better about himself, but also attracted genuine relationships. In this video, we've explored how the teachings of the Dhammapada, whether it's changing our thoughts, practicing compassion, letting go of anger, cultivating patience, or living with integrity, can transform our lives. These teachings are not just for Buddhists, they're universal principles that can benefit anyone seeking peace, wisdom, and balance in their life. By practicing these teachings, we can navigate life's challenges with greater clarity, calm, and joy. So, I encourage you to reflect on which of these teachings resonates most with you. How can you apply them in your life starting today? Whether it's letting go of anger, being more patient, or simply thinking more positively, small changes can make a big difference in your peace of mind and happiness.